team, welcome to another training. I'm so excited for today because I'm going to talk to you guys. This is not going to be a long video, but I just wanted to talk to you guys something about that's on my mind recently with just inviting, forming connections, and really just having that tracking system where you're networking and marketing, adding to your network, and then tracking those conversations and those clients who you're talking to. So in a nutshell, because I don't want this to be too long, but I'm just going to go over what I do on a daily basis. And when we talk about marketing and adding to your network, right? We're talking about forming relationships with people who are like-minded and who you want to form with and potentially have clients or coaches and who you want to work with. Obviously, we have tons of people who we work with who initially you might have thought you would have never reached out to this person, and that's totally okay. When you're building that team and going out and trying to find those people who you want to join your team, we want to make sure that we're reaching out and networking with those who we look at and we say, this girl could totally be on my team. This guy could totally be on my team. I want to form a relationship with them. So the way we do that and the way I do that every single day is on both Facebook and Instagram. I'll start with Facebook and I will go to friends of friends. I will go to groups that I'm part of. I will go to different hashtags and just see who relates to me, who relates to my journey in life right now, or who do I relate to with the girl who I used to be, with that person who's overtraining, who's under eating, who went to school for maybe business management, who used to work in healthcare, who has a boyfriend who's in healthcare and is a colorectal surgeon, any of those things. Any interests, maybe going to the movies, maybe coffee drinker, like whatever your interests are, I would go to those hashtags, join those groups. I have a French Bulldog, so I can join a French Bulldog group. So anything like that relates to you and that you would look up and kind of vibe with those people. So both on Facebook and Instagram, same thing. Go to hashtags, go to your search, go to hashtag girl mom, go to hashtag tattoos, go to hashtag Starbucks, go to hashtag wherever you live, and just find people who you relate with, who have similar interests in common. Because when you form and you make those connections and you start talking to people, you want to make sure you have something to talk about. So you're not going to reach out to somebody who's totally on a different spectrum than you and just start that conversation, which is totally doable and you can do that. But when you're looking for those people who relate and you can have those ongoing relationships with, maybe you vibe with being a girl mom, maybe you guys both are teachers, maybe you are both nurses, like whatever that might be, that's how it's easier for us to really grow our network. So on both Facebook, you can join those groups and you could go friends of friends and see who's relatable to you. You could go to locations. You could go to, maybe you're going to travel to Spain. So you could look up Spain things and see who's been there, who's relatable, and form that connection. And on Instagram, it's a little bit easier because you have those hashtags. So you could go to hashtag, like I said, girl mom, hashtag Starbucks, hashtag, home decor, interior design, like whatever you're into, and it's easier there. So when you go to that hashtag, you look up all the things on there and you could find maybe a girl's inspiration page. So you would go to like maybe the most recent post and you would see who commented and liked on that, which means that it's a real person. They're active on their social media, and then you could look up their pages and see if you relate to them and then form with them that way. So it's a nice way to just have that ongoing funnel of people to look up, because there's hundreds and thousands and millions of people who use both Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all these social media platforms. So we want to make sure we're just relating and we're finding people who we vibe with, who might be a potential client who's struggling with something, who is looking to get out of a 9-to-5 job, so it would be perfect for your coaching opportunity. So there's just so many things out there that you could get into. You just have to look for it. So when I sit every single day, I go to Facebook and I go to friends of friends, I go to things that are relatable, I go to groups that I'm part of and I comment and I maybe post something that's completely not Beachbody, just something totally different. Maybe it's a girl mom group, maybe it's French Bulldogs, are they crazy too? And just do a post, do a picture of your French Bulldog. Like anything that is outside of Beachbody, you just want to show them that you're a real person. Maybe you're struggling with something. Maybe you are in a bad relationship. Maybe your kids are crazy and you don't know how to potty train, like anything like that. And then people will respond to that because you're being relatable and maybe they struggled with the same thing and have a solution for you. and people love talking about themselves. So if you open that door of conversation, people will jump right in. So just make sure that on both platforms, you're just growing your network by at least 15 to 20 people a day. And that really depends on what your goals are as a coach. Obviously, we have that business activity tracker, and the more that you want to grow the business means that you just have to do more of each activity. So more connections, more invites, more growing your network, more personal development, more this, more that. So anything you want to do and grow your business faster means you just have to do more of, which I love because we are able to work in those power pockets of time. So if I do everything I need to do in the morning, but then my girls are playing, I could just grab my phone and add more connections, add more follow-ups, message any people that I want. So just make sure you're 10xing everything that you want to do or need to do to grow your business. So on both, you're going to hashtags, you're going to a most recent post of maybe a girl's page that you find inspiring, and you're going to comment and like on their photos and form conversations, and then go to who commented on that post, and then go to those girls' posts, and just keep going down the line. But if you add those at least 10 people, so 10, 15 people or more, you'll have those connections every single day to form conversations. So you're never losing people to talk to. So make sure you guys are doing that. And then I just wanted to share, I start a lot with pen and paper. So I'll have a piece of paper, like our business activity tracker, and then I'll just have my random piece of paper. So everybody who I invite, I write down their names. Whoever responds, who's interested, I'll circle their name and highlight it. And then on the back or on a separate sheet of paper, you could just say interest. And I'll usually write down their name, their Facebook or Instagram name, and then I'll put their email, because I'll ask for their email, and then a little maybe note with what they're struggling with, what their goals are, and that'll be my list. And that's strictly of everybody who's interested and gave me their email. So then at the end of the week or a couple days later, those are the people who I'm following up with. And once they give me their email, I will send them an email with exactly what our boot camps are, what comes included, the couple of options, and then I'll write back to them and say, I sent you a little summary email. Make sure you take a peek at it. The only thing I need from you is to know really what flavor shakes you want or what supplements you want, and if there's any questions that you have. And that will leave the door open. They have all the information, and then I also ask them their shake flavors, because once I have that and I know what supplements they want, I can send them a share cart. So it's super easy. And then I'll just follow up with them that way. And you guys remember, it usually takes at least 5 times to follow up with somebody before they commit, because people are busy. You might not be the only thing that they're constantly thinking about. So we want to make sure we're following up constantly, at least 5 or 6 times. And then if they don't respond, they ghost you, then just maybe follow up with them a month later with a totally different conversation and just start fresh. And then invite them to maybe your next group that's coming on. So just make sure you're tracking like that and just forming those connections, adding those people every single day, and then writing them down, whether it's Excel sheet, whether it's a piece of paper, whatever it might be, and just track those people who are interested. Make sure you're getting their emails, because once you have their email, you can also add them to an email list where you're going to send weekly newsletters, monthly newsletters, whatever you want, but you have those connections. So God forbid anything ever happened with maybe, the internet, with Facebook, whatever, you're always going to have those emails. So you're going to be able to add them there. So make sure you're growing your network every single day, like I said, and then tracking everybody who you're talking to, because I didn't track in the beginning of my business and I lost out on so many people that may have signed up or I just lost connection with. So it took me a while to really go back and reform those relationships and figure out who was interested, who said what, and really just go from scratch again. So you guys make sure that you're just connecting and then writing those names down, whoever was interested, trying to grab their email so that you have those email lists, and just making sure that you're organized, because without being organized, it's so hard to run a business. Like, think about all these businesses out there, like Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or your mom and pop shop. Like, everybody's organized. They have lists of their retail, their sales, their people who you're talking to, who's interested, where they get things from. Like, everything's trackable. So make sure that you're really, whether it's a little notebook, track it down. If someone's interested, write their name down so you don't forget, and then write maybe a little note of what you guys had a conversation about, whether it's the coaching opportunity or just your challenge group. So you're tracking that way. All right, guys, that was my little short video. I hope that helped. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out.